And from the ever charming, the beautiful lady out here, I would like to hear about just about your own journey, madam. So can I have you on stage? Yes? Give her a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the dancers over here were fantastic, right? The music could have been louder for them to get more encouraged and lot more clapping happening over there, but they were really good. So please tell these guys, really nice. Where do I begin? Yeah, everyone would think that me as an actress, why would I get into nutrition? So let me tell you how I began my journey. I had a health scare. I think when you have a health scare, that's really when you start waking up to things that you're missing out in life, that the things that you should be doing in your life. फिर कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा लगता है कि हमने खुद पे ध्यान नहीं दिया, and we did not pay attention to the one and most important priority that should have been there in our life, and that is us. Very importantly. I woke up in the middle of the night not being able to move my right hand. And it was scary because I couldn't move it at all. And there was a searing pain happening in my shoulder, which was almost like a knife had gone in through, and it was being twisted slowly and steadily, deeper and deeper. And it was so painful that I couldn't even scream. My husband wasn't in town, so I was lying all by myself alone. And I took 2 combi flans. I put an entire tube of Volini all over my body, put 6 blankets on myself and tried to cry myself to sleep. It was 2 o'clock at night. At 3 o'clock I woke up again, took 2 more combi flans, did the entire process again, went back to sleep. But it didn't stop. 4, 5. Finally at 6 in the morning I called up my husband and said, catch the first flight back home. I can't take it and I don't know what's happening to me. So by the time he got the next flight back home and took me to the hospital, I had no sense of what I was doing. And it's very difficult and it's very hard to get to that because all your life you've been, and especially for us as entertainers, as actors, we're used to taking care of ourselves, eating well, looking after our face, our beauty, our sleep. A lot of energy is required on the set to be able to dance, to work almost 12 hours in the heat, sun, rain. It didn't matter. And we have done all that, and yet this takes you back 1,000 years in your life and you say, what did I go wrong with? What did I do wrong? So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told my husband, I don't know how this lady is standing. What is happening to her is called acute bursitis, tendinitis. Her scapula has completely de-aligned. Her back muscles have shredded. And I don't know how she's bearing this pain because it's a heart attack and delivery pain multiplied 3 times over. Oh my goodness. So they took me into the room and after that everything went blank because I finally heard someone say and understand the kind of pain that I was going through. So when that happened, and we went through a series of tests and doctors all around Bombay, and they took out x-rays and MRIs, and they did something called the needling, which is done for most of our cricketers, tennis players, because it's overworking of a particular body part which causes inflammation of that body part, and that's what causes calcification. And it's a very simple process where they put a thick needle inside you and they burst that calcification. But they couldn't do that to me because it had hardened itself. And the doctor looked at me and said, didn't you feel any pain? I said, yes. For how long? I said, year after year, but I didn't pay attention to it. So this entire thing had calcified and gotten as hard as stone, and it was embedded in between my hand and my rotator cuff. So I couldn't move my hand. And it was almost a 2 cm piece of, you can say, an attachment to my bone, which I couldn't move. And they couldn't needle it out. And And they said the only way that you can do it is surgery. So I went on to Google and I found out how the surgery is done. So there are about 3 sets of fibers here. They have to cut those fibers. They have to take your bone out of your socket, remove that calcification through almost like a small saw, and then attach it back, and then put artificial muscles or threads that attach your arm back to your shoulder. Scary. Very, very scary. I know science has developed so much more that they literally have the heart out of the body and they operate you and they put your heart back and everyone's fine. But it scared me. It scared me because I've always done things on my own. हाँ, आप लोग सब लोग सोचेंगे ये एक्ट्रेस है, घर में 24 घंटे सर्वेंट्स होंगे, लोग होंगे, इनको क्या तकलीफ होगी? But no, I cook for my family, I take care of my kids by myself, and I don't have a maid for my kids ever since they were growing up. So yeah, I did everything on my own. So considering that, the kind of person I am, for me to go through surgery and not being able to move my hand for 1 month and 2 months of just rehabilitation movement scared the shit out of me. मैंने सोचा कि हाथ तो ठीक हो जाएगा, लेकिन मैं पागल हो जाऊंगी because I'm so used to doing things on my own. So I decided to holistically heal myself. मैंने ये सोचा कि अगर मैंने अपने ऊपर ध्यान नहीं दिया, I didn't take care of myself and that is why this has happened, तो फिर मैं ध्यान दूंगी. I will be able to heal myself by making myself all right, holistically. So I took 1 cortisone injection. They told me it will last me for a month and a half. 1.5 महीना मुझे दर्द नहीं होगा. वो 1.5 महीने के अंदर मुझे उतना मसल और उतना पावर मेरे हाथ में डालना है ताकि मुझे आगे तकलीफ नहीं हो. So for 1.5 months, all I did was exercise, eat right, sleep, exercise, eat right, sleep. And when I mean exercise, all that I did was go to the hospital and they said, just lift your hand from here to here. इतने movement में मुझे आधा घंटा लगता था. Only the single exercise because I couldn't lift my hand and they had to teach me how to lift my hand. So that's the kind of exercise that I did just to build that muscle. But it didn't stop there because after every surgery, as everyone knows, there's a point of rehabilitation where your brain has to teach that body part to work again, to coordinate with rest of your body. That happens with all surgeries. The surgery to मैंने की नहीं थी, but my hand wasn't listening to my brain. So I had to teach it how to move again, how to catch a glass, how to comb my hair, how to use a pencil, how to eat my food. So I had to teach my right hand to do all those things again. And while I was doing that, I wasn't ready to take help. So I was teaching my left hand to do all those movements. So I became ambidextrous. So I can sign with my left hand now. But yeah, so that was my journey. When I did that, I thought to myself that I have to learn a lot more that I can help people around me. So I did a course from Stanford. I did a course from University of Pennsylvania. I did a course from AFPA. And I learned about fitness, I learned about nutrition, I got myself accredited. I got myself a nutritional degree so that I could help people to take care of themselves. And I see a lot of women here and I tell you, most of the women ये सोचते हैं कि पहले हम घर का ध्यान रखें, हमारे पति का ध्यान रखें, हमारे बच्चों का ध्यान रखें, हमारे माँ बाप का ध्यान रखें, उसके बाद अगर थोड़ा सा समय मिलता है तो हम अपने ऊपर ध्यान देते हैं. And that's the biggest mistake we make because unless we are healthy and we are fit and we are happy, we cannot take care of people around us. So it's a very simple thing. The word happiness has I in the center. unless we are the center of our own happiness, of our own life, we cannot move forward. And that is what I did. And that only happened after I was way into this health problem. Uske baad, I learned, I studied, I got all this, and I started my company Back to Basics. And now I help people all over, and literally all over the world, who contact me and they tell me there's this problem, and I help them solve it without any surgery, without any medication, actually. So no supplements, just आपके घर के खाने के अंदर सब कुछ है जो आपकी ज़रूरतों के लिए काफी है. And that's what I want to tell people, that heal yourself holistically and you can get better. God has given you a beautiful life, a beautiful body, just take care of it and things will be alright. So please do follow me on my website, and there are lots of hints and things that you can incorporate into your own life, where I deal with the body, the mind, the heart and soul. So all over. Just take care and God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Because I have one question to ask you.
Okay.
In fact, it was such a truly inspiring story. I think it deserves a huge round of applause, first of all. So, one question I have to ask you, to all the entrepreneurs out here as well. So, when we faced the difficulties, for you it was, a situation with your arm. So, during that phase of healing, what is that one person, one thing that he or she has to keep in her mind towards the healing process? Like anything. For you it was in terms of health issue. Alright. Say for people out here as entrepreneurs in business, it might be something with finance, something with, their staffing.
I think believe in yourself. The only thing that works is the belief in yourself, and the belief in what you're doing is right for you. If there is even an iota of doubt, then you send that out to the universe and you yourself aren't there 100%. So unless you are confident about yourself and what you want to sell to the society, why do you think the society will believe in you? So you have to be sure of yourself. You have to make sure that you put in your 100% in whatever you're doing. And that is the only way to success. There is no escape from hard work. Don't take shortcuts. Just be there. Be consistent.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Another thing that I would like to hear from you, I'm really sorry I'm asking a lot of questions because we found that story so inspiring that we would all like to learn one or the other thing from there. Especially to all the women out here. What is that one word, what is that one sentence that you would like to say?
To all the women out here, you're the best. No, but seriously, to all the women and to all the men, women I feel are closer to God, and I don't think the men will agree, but it's true. जब हम जन्म देते हैं, जब हम माँ बन जाते हैं, we create. God creates. We can't get closer to God, and while we are doing that creation, there's always a revolution, there is always a dying and there's a rebirth. इसलिए ये भी कहा जाता है कि माँ बनने के लिए आप 100 मौत मरते हो. आपके बॉडी के अंदर, आपके शरीर के अंदर सारे ऑर्गन्स, सारे ब्लड वेसल्स, जो कुछ है, it goes on for an overhauling. You can completely change your health, your levels of fatigue, your energy, everything in your body at the time of recuperating or after motherhood, because it gives you the opportunity, it gives you the chance to recreate everything. And the most important thing at that point of time, where we hear now a lot of depression that goes on after post-delivery, and that is what creates it, because there's so much of overhauling that goes on in your mind and body, that unless you're strong enough and you work towards it to build a new you cannot. So women, just hang in there and work towards it. We are at the brink of creating a revolution, so I'm sure you can, and just be there, believe in yourself.
Thank you so much. It was so great to hear from you. Thank you so much,
ma'am. To say something, yeah.
I want to ask you, when was So when was this thing? What age? If you don't mind sharing the age.
It was 4 years ago.
Very recent?
Yes, it was 4 years ago and I started studying now. So I literally, I studied all that now. So I would stay up at the night. So वाकई जब आप पढ़ाई करते हो तो भूख भी लग जाती है, टॉयलेट भी आ जाती है, नींद भी आ जाती है, but I did that. So yes, I would look after my family, shoot or whatever during the day, and nights I would sit down on my computer and study. So I did all my exams on the computer. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam.